All right, so it all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen, as we set our eyes on the #1 light heavyweight contender. Daniel, I often say the greatest part of this job for you and me is seeing a non-champion break through and strike UFC gold for the first time.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best because you watch these athletes over the course of the fight week try to wrap their mind around how big of a chance they have. And then when you get to Saturday night, you can see it on their face. They're just thinking about what life looks like after. If I get it done, how does my life change? Tonight he has an opportunity to change everything in regards to his life.
And his fight week has been exceptional. It was a great weight cut, very forthcoming in our fighter meeting. All eyes on the #1 205-pound contender here tonight. All right, here he is. You know who he is. Anybody see that mohawk right there? That's a beautiful thing. UFC Hall of Famer Chuck, the Iceman Liddell. I think after the fight, win or lose, he goes to the Department of Motor Vehicles and says, I'm going to change my name from Chuck to Iceman. His driver's license should just read Iceman Liddell.
He's the guy that brought people in the fight. And I remember, before the UFC had multiple pay-per-views a year, you would get together and you would watch Chuck. And there was always this question, not if Chuck would lose, who's Chuck beating tonight? And he would knock people out. This dude was the first anti-wrestler that once was a wrestler in the UFC. A true star of mixed martial arts.
And when you think about past legends, BJ Penn comes to mind. Perhaps no American fighter brought more eyeballs to the game than that man, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell, the man many of these fight fans have come out to see here tonight. Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight title fight. Now for your main event introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Ken Shamrock. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Light Heavyweight Champion of the world, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell.
Referee Herb Dean will handle the action in the octagon. Our round is underway, and that means keep your eyes focused on the handiwork of the Iceman, Chuck Liddell, one of the most decorated knockout artists in UFC history, and showing that the power is still there at this stage of his career. He believes this matchup to be very favorable. He knows his takedown defense will have to be on point. More often than not, it has been, and that is the focus for Chuck Liddell coming in here tonight. Right hand there. Can feel the tension in this building, to be sure.
Because it feels like at any moment somebody can go out.
Shoot for a takedown here. He is stuffed. All right, now a little separation between the two fighters. Nice defense there, huge block. Takedown defense holds up. Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense?
Big shot to the head.
Just over 2 minutes, round one.
Oh, they both threw really hard.
Oh, massive head kick there. We'll see if he can finish. Well, doesn't get the finish, but he rocked his opponent early, and not a lot of pundits saw that coming.
Yeah, you know, he didn't want to stand and bang, but he's got to have some confidence after doing that, knowing that he has a disadvantage in the striking.
Well, if you're going to continue to eat crosses like that with that much mustard on him, this fight's not going to last much longer.
Yeah, it's not going to last long. You got to move your head. You cannot take those.
And there it is. This is what he does. Forces the miss on the feet and gets a beautiful takedown.
It's just the timing of those entries. It's like this guy has been wrestling his entire life. You miss, he makes you pay.
Oh, nice shot landed from the bottom. Final seconds of round one. Horn sounds for the end of round one. Heading back to the corner now. Liddell's got a cut to deal with above the eye, or perhaps better put, the cut man has got to deal with it. We'll see if he can stop the bleeding. Well, if you're the replay guy, a lot to like in that previous round. A lot of damage being inflicted.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the swelling now, John. He wasn't doing what he needed to do to move his head, and he's paying for it. You cannot allow for an elite-level mixed martial artist to connect at that rate and think that you will not be wearing the damage. He's wearing it now. I'm interested to see what changes he makes to give himself an opportunity.
You ready to fight? Ready. Go.
All right, here we go with round two. All right, next round is now underway. I thought there was pretty good back and forth action in the previous round.
Yes, it wasn't a firefight. It wasn't two guys throwing the kick and sink at each other. But you did see time.
Man, I'm not sure he knows where he is. He got absolutely loaded with the checklist.
He got excited, and he paid for it. He got hit with that nasty checklist.
Back to the feet now. Feels like the beginning of the end. Oh, you got him like that, champ. Getting hurt on the feet. Nicely secures the takedown.
But now he's got to settle. You cannot allow him to work back in his feet. He's got to settle him, hold him down, try to knock those cobwebs off after getting hurt that badly.
Accuracy and efficiency with these ground and pound strikes here, and if you're the opponent, you got to intelligently defend, or the referee's going to stop it.
You got to defend, but you can see him now starting to gain posture and the intensity at which he's throwing these ground strikes is starting to improve. It's starting to elevate because he knows that he can get the finish. Beautiful ground strikes landed.
Another ground and pound strike gets home. The Iceman gets... Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high. I'm not sure he's ever fought more on instinct in the octagon than what we're seeing here tonight.
You can see that he has a clear mind. He's not thinking anymore. The instinct has taken over and it's allowed him to charge out ahead of his opponent.
Oh, he's in trouble. Oh, man, he's on wobbly legs. Might be time for some... Big shots here.
Beautiful ground and pound. And it looks like he has a cut now.
And he's back up. Oh, is that going to do it? Yes, that is it, and still! The man at 205 pounds and the undisputed UFC UFC light heavyweight champion.
And still is coming to become common. When you talk about this man, the expectation has been exceeded. And once again, he holds on to the UFC championship.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean is going to stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 25 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, the Chuck Liddell!
Well, he came in as the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion, and after that result, he goes out the way he came in, and still, ladies and gentlemen, and nice to see this moment now as he celebrates with his corner. That was as dominating a title defense as we've seen thus far this year, as he knocks out the #1 contender, and really in so doing, sends a message to the other contender types at 205 pounds that it's gonna take your best night and best performance, and even then, I'm still probably walking out with my belt.